all I can say is, if you want a cheaper price, do not buy this. Just don't. You have the power, and it's the only way to stop these insane prices. But before I get to that, RX 8000 performance hint, RTX 5000 notebook GPUs are also on the way, and an RTX 5090 Ti Super? Welcome everyone to Gamer Melt. First up for today, AMD is gearing up to launch their next generation GPUs, and there's a new development that I think tells us a lot about its performance. As you can see right down here, it says, according to tweakers, AMD's Radeon RX 7900 GRE graphics card has reached end-of-life status, as confirmed by multiple AMD board partners that they've contacted. And this is a little odd because if you remember, this actually comes pretty quickly after the GPU was expanded into other markets. Remember that originally back in 2023 when it launched, it was exclusive to China. But then a little while later, it moved into other European markets. And not only that, but as you can see, it says Tweakers reports that the supply of the 7900 GRE is rapidly declining across retail channels. While Asus models remain somewhat available, the manufacturers informed Tweakers that deliveries are currently, quote, limited. Now, the reason this is so telling in terms of performance is the fact that if AMD is planning to release their next generation GPUs, which given all the recent leaks, that's pretty much confirmed at this point, well, they obviously don't want to compete with themselves. And we pretty much know that they aren't planning to release a higher end GPU. So the 7900 GRE makes perfect sense for where this card could be in terms of performance. I was hoping it would be closer to the 7900 XTX, but it's likely still quite a bit faster than the 7900 GRE. Also, don't forget the huge performance jump expected in ray tracing. At the end of the day, if you were wanting to pick one of these up, I'd suggest doing it sooner rather than later. Next up for today, Nvidia's RTX 5000 series is also right around the corner, and we're actually seeing some wild GPUs. But first, I recently had a power outage that could have killed my hard drive, caused permanent data loss, or even damaged my PC altogether. Let's just say I learned my lesson. Luckily, my EcoFlow power supply got me through the outage, and they actually sent me their newest model, the EcoFlow River 3 Plus, which can also run as a UPS or uninterrupted power supply. And they sponsored this video so I can tell you all about it. If you didn't know, a UPS provides shutdown protection and a battery backup when the power goes out. And the River 3 has an under 10 millisecond auto switch for even gaming, as well as power up to 600 watts, an LCD screen so you know the power draw, how much power you have left, as well as a 10-year LiFePO4 battery. Plus, it can be used to power almost anything with its 3 AC outlets, 1 DC outlet, 2 USB-A, and 1 USB-C port. And besides its 600 watt output, it can handle bursts up to 1200 watts. Think of it like a generator without the deadly carbon monoxide. And today, they're offering my viewers 5% off when you visit my link in the description below. Now, back to the story. An Nvidia AIB partner named Palette recently registered multiple GPUs with the EEC. And of course, because the EEC is public, we're able to check out those cards. And as you can see, they list just about everything. We're talking the RTX 5050, 5050 Ti, 5050 Super, 5050 Ti Super, 5060, all the way up to the RTX 5090 Ti Super. Not only that, but an RTX 5090 Super and 5090 Ti. Now, just because they have these listed here, that does not 100% mean that they're actually set to come out. But of course, Nvidia's AIB partners would know more than anyone when we're talking, what Nvidia has planned. With that said, I definitely wouldn't expect any of these coming at CES. It's pretty much been confirmed that the highest end GPU is set to be the RTX 5090. With that said, if Nvidia does have some of these GPUs that they could potentially launch, they're likely holding back just in case AMD releases something that surprises them. I highly doubt that would happen, but that really could be what such cards are made for. And next up, not only is Nvidia planning to release desktop cards, but they're apparently also working on their next generation mobile line. As you can see right down here, there are actually a couple listings of next generation Asus notebooks that apparently come with these cards. Now, they don't actually state 5090 or 5080 or anything. Instead, they use SKU identifiers like these right here. You can see it's a GN22 board 1, so that's the board. Then the SKU itself for the GPU itself, X11, X9, and X7. And when we look right down here, you can see that X11 is apparently known for the RTX 5090 laptop GPU. The X9 is the 5080 laptop GPU, and then the X7 is the 5070 Ti. Not only that, but if you look here, more proof of this, you can see that we are talking GDDR7, which are obviously next generation GPUs. Not only that, but I will say that while it is interesting that they're working on these, I wouldn't expect an announcement at CES or anything like that. According to one of these retailers, the systems won't begin shipping until spring 2025. So not too far off, but obviously further than their desktop GPUs. And lastly for today, we have more proof that Nvidia's next generation 5090 will be one expensive GPU. This story originally comes from some German retailers who list pre-built PCs with next-generation cards. You can see that this one is the Predator Orion 7000 with an Intel Core Ultra 7 265KF, 32 gigabytes of RAM, two 1TB SSDs, and Nvidia's RTX 5090, and it's priced at €4,699. As they state, to put that into context, the model with the i7 14700KF, so it is an older model, but I highly doubt there's really much of a difference in terms of pricing going from one to the other, and an RTX 4090 is currently offered for €4,099. So we're talking a €600 increase. Now, that obviously doesn't definitively say what the price is. I will say that they actually took this listing down, which at least to me does not make me think this is preliminary pricing, but instead is the real deal. Regardless, we are talking €600, and not only that, but another listing actually had it at €5,999, though it did have significantly more memory, I believe it was, but either way, it's definitely looking more expensive. With that said, the RTX 5080, while it is a bit more expensive here, compared to some other ones that we've seen, it definitely looks like that won't be too much of a difference. From what some people have sort of kind of gathered out of this is that we're likely looking at the RTX 5080 right around the same price as the 4080, but the 5090 is almost certainly looking quite a bit more expensive. And like I said at the beginning of this video, if you're not okay with that, there's really one way to fix it, and that is to not buy it. If you don't buy it, it doesn't matter if they don't have any competition or anything like that. Nvidia will be forced to lower the price. Simply put, we have the power. The consumers have the power. All you have to do is have a little restraint. So while that does it for today, what are you willing to pay for an RTX 5090? Let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget to check out EcoFlow down in the description below. And as always, have a great day.